Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd love to do today is go through a book entitled Present Over Perfect, a book that was published on the 20th of July 2016 by an author named Shauna Niequist. Shauna Niequist wrote this wonderful book, and what we'll do is we'll go through it step by step just to see what we can learn and what we can incorporate into our inventory of skills, knowledge and wisdom. The author here says from the outset that there's a particular type and kind of exhaustion that many of us carry through our lives. The weight of trying to keep up, to be everything to everyone, and to constantly strive for a life that looks as picture perfect as the highlight reels we scroll through every day of our lives. It's a quiet and unspoken burnout that whispers, "You are not enough. Work harder. Be more." Shauna Niequist's present over perfect is like stepping into a shade after standing under the blazing sun for too long. Her words feel like a permission slip to lay down the heavy burdens of perfectionism and embrace the beauty of being enough just as you are. When I first opened this book, I was chasing a version of myself that I thought the world wanted to see. I was juggling a million tasks, measuring my worth by how busy and how productive I could be. I was proud of how together everything seemed on the outside, but on the inside I felt like I was slowly unraveling. Then Niequist's voice, gentle, honest and profoundly human, cut through the noise, and let's see what some of the key lessons from this book are. The first key lesson that comes from this author is that perfectionism is indeed exhausting and not worthwhile. For years we believe that if we could just be perfect, perfectly organised, perfectly reliable, perfectly everything, then we'd finally feel that we are enough. But Niequist's words are a gentle nudge and a wake-up call that perfection isn't really the goal. It's a burden and it's stealing one's joy. We are taught that life isn't found in flawless execution all the time, but in the messy, authentic and vibrant moments that happen when we let go of control. The pursuit of perfection may promise safety, but it keeps us from living fully. The next key message to come from this author is that busyness is not a badge of honour. We often wear busyness like an armour, using it to prove our worth and justify our existence. Niequist's reflections on how we use busyness to mask deeper wounds will strike a chord. She reminds people that a packed schedule isn't a measure of importance. It's often a sign that we're running from something. Embracing rest isn't laziness. It's a radical act of self-love and alignment with what truly matters. Saying no is saying yes to something better. And the lesson felt both freeing and terrifying to all of those who read it and listen to it for the first time. Saying no has always been hard for most people, especially when it means disappointing others. But Niequist reframes it beautifully, because she says that every no creates a space for a yes to what truly matters. It's not about being selfish, it's about being intentional. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're bridges to a more meaningful life. Your worth is not tied up or not tied to productivity. This is a hard lesson for all of us to internalize. We've always equated our value with what we can achieve or provide, and Niequist's reminder that our worth is intrinsic, that it doesn't rise or fall with our to-do lists. And this feels like a huge weight being lifted off everyone's shoulders. It's about being, not doing, and that's a truth that we're still learning to live into every single day. We need to slow down and to see that slowing down is a gift. Niequist paints a picture of a slower life, one where we can breathe deeply, savor moments, and actually see the people we love. It's not just about doing less, it's about living more. Slowing down feels countercultural in a world that glorifies hustle, but it's where we find meaning. It's the pauses, not the rush, that we reconnect with ourselves and with what really matters. We need to embrace imperfect moments. Somewhere along the way, we've bought into the lie that life has to be polished and Instagram worthy to be valuable. Niequist reminds us that the imperfect moments, the messy kitchens, the unfinished conversations, the quiet tears is where life really happens. It's not about crafting a perfect story, but about living a true one. And love begins with loving ourselves. Niequist reminds us that we can't give from an empty cup. Loving others well starts with learning to love ourselves, our messy, flawed, beautiful selves. It's not about narcissism, it's about nurturing the source of love we want to pour into the world. So, and the present is the most powerful time. Being present and being engaged with the present moment is where your life is, the eternal now. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. where I'm coming to you from the Welcome Week here at Sydney University. And as you can see, it's a happening place. It's early in the morning, but throughout the morning it will pick up. Take care everybody, yassas, and bye for now.